Yo, what's going on everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger and we are back at you again today with another Madden 24 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the best Super Bowl pass players to use your light up token on, the best abilities, and exactly what a light up token is if you're confused. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it. So you're going to earn these tokens because you're going to get one from the Super Bowl pass portion of this promo, which is live right now, and the Super Bowl present, which will be coming out this upcoming Thursday. You're going to earn these tokens in the Super Bowl Field Pass along with a bunch of other things. And if you don't like playing online, for now the good news is that you don't have to play any online games to go ahead and achieve this token here. You can play online if you want, but if you look at the rewards within the Super Bowl Field Pass, you're going to earn your first lighted up token at level 10. This is specifically going to be used on a Super Bowl pass player, the cards that are already out right now. This token essentially gives an extra discounted ability or X factor, and it makes the player a little bit better. It's very valuable. I definitely recommend going after it, especially if you have one of these 95 or 96 overall Super Bowl pass players on your team. And when part 2 of this promo comes out on Thursday, we get a bunch of Super Bowl present players, which will be 95 and 96 overall cards for the 49ers and the Chiefs. You're going to be able to use a second token, which you can earn at level 18. This one is not achievable yet. It will be achievable. There'll be enough XP in the game in this field pass to earn it on Thursday when part 2 comes out. And as I said a moment ago, if you knock out your statistical objectives, you do your solos, and you complete these sets, that will give you enough XP to get to that first light up token. So let's go through the best players to use it on. I have all of the Super Bowl 95s and 96s, excluding Andrew Whitworth, which is a very good card, and I'll probably pick him up soon. But I'll start out by saying the light up token is not worth using on an offensive lineman. Not that he gets bad abilities with it, but there's just too many good skill position players out there to be not using it on one of them and using it on an offensive lineman. Also, with the 2 welcome pack players, which are going to be Chuck Howley and Hines Ward, you can get one of these cards up to a 93 overall for free, and if you choose Hines Ward's first, you can always take the tokens out of his upgrade path and put them into the Chuck Howley if you change your mind, so it's not the end of the road if you make a wrong decision there. I think Hines Ward is the better option. You're going to earn the tokens to get this card to a 93 in that same field pass that we just showed you, and the Super Bowl pass solos. You get 4 tokens in total. That takes them up to a 93. If you go into their upgrade path, both the Howley and the Hines Ward card, they actually can use this light up token as well to get extra discounted abilities, but you also have to use a 95 overall Super Bowl champion to get them from a 93 to a 95, and to me it just makes no sense to go out there and buy a 95 overall card to put into a card to make that card a 95 to then just use the light up token. So I say all that to say, using the light up token on either of the free welcome pack players is not worth it. So now let's talk 96s and 97s, and I'm going to get right to the point on the best one in my opinion, but we'll go through each player and go over the pros and cons here. In my opinion, the absolute best card to use it on is Warren Sapp. Now, without the token, all of these players get some pretty good discounted abilities, and if you take a look at Warren Sapp here, he's going to get inside stuff for 1 AP. He also gets interior threat for 1 and secure tackler for 0. I think inside stuff is the definite route to go here, even if you're not using your light up token on this card, but you happen to have the card. Inside stuff for 1 AP, a really good ability. Now, to use that token, you're going to go to the upgrade path. Of course, you have that first step, that initial 5 training that unlocks everything that we have unlocked on this card right now. Once you do that, the second step is going to be the light up token, and this is how you're going to use it. Pretty straightforward. If you've upgraded a card at any point this year, you've probably figured this one out already. And the good news is, if I add in this token, right, I can select the discounts on Warren Sapp. If I decide, it's not working for me, it's for Pop, but it's not for me, you can always go refund and take that token out and put it into a new player. So this, again, is not set in stone once you make your decision. So for Warren Sapp, the reason I believe he is the best pick is because if you go to his X Factor section, and this is what the light up token unlocks basically for each of these players, the go-to light up here is going to be Unstoppable Force. So this one does cost 1 AP. Some of the other players we're going to take a look at 0 AP, so you can save yourself a little bit. But for 1 AP, you get Unstoppable Force on for the entire game. This ability, pass rush wins lead to quicker block shedding. You've probably faced it by now. The Meta Beast AKA card, who has that on, but not for the full game. Same thing with the AKA Reggie White, that LTD that's a 95 overall. he gets Unstoppable Force, but it doesn't stay on for the full game. Those before this card were the best 2 pass rushers in the game because of Unstoppable Force. Now you got this card, but it stays on the entire game, and if you happen to have enough coins to get a Mad Beast, Reggie White, Warren Sapp defensive line, you have the 3 best pass rushers in the game with 3 X factors that can all be on at the same time. One more time, just to specify, Warren Sapp stays on the whole game. The other 2 players do not. But that's the main reason why I think Sapp is the best card to use the light up token on. Unstoppable Force, plus inside stuff. It does cost 2 AP, but it's certainly worth it in my opinion. In my opinion, Doug Williams is going to be the second best option to use your light up token. Unfortunately, you only get 1, so you have to make that decision. Once you get past that initial 5 training and unlock his discounted ability buckets, he gets some pretty good ones. So he's going to get Hot Route Master for 1 AP, Fearless for 2, or QB Playmaker for 1. If you're not going to use your token on this card, but you are going to use the card, a pretty good setup, and what I'll be using when I test this card out, I've yet to play with it, but Hot Route Master for 1 AP, the second to last bucket will give you Set Feet Lead for 4, so now we're at a total of 5, and then he does have that traditional 4 release, which a lot of people believe is the best release in the game and doesn't require Gunslinger. I'm still going to use Gunslinger, but you can get that for 2 AP, so basically on this card, you can get Hot Route Master, Set Feet Lead, Gunslinger for 7 AP. Air McNair, which is a very good card, gets it for 8. Josh Allen gets it for 8. Doug Williams is the only card that can get that stack for 7, so you have 1 more AP to use on offense. Pretty good there. Also, with the lighted up token, this one will give you basically Hot Route Master for the entire game. Once you apply the token, you're going to see Hot Route Master lighted up. Now, there's also an alternative option with Backyard QB, which is basically Hot Route Master plus QB Playmaker. That one costs 1 AP versus the Hot Route Master lighted up is only 0 AP. So if you're confused here, with the token, you can get Hot Route Master for 0. You'll have to go back. Highly recommend to get Set Feet Lead for 4. If you want to play without Gunslinger, you certainly can. If you don't, like I wouldn't want to do, Gunslinger is still going to be 2. So basically, you can get Hot Route Master with the token plus Gunslinger and Set Feet Lead for a total of 6 AP. And if you want to go with that Backyard QB option, which also gives you QB Playmaker, it would then still cost you 7 AP. But again, you have to use the token to get that stack. That means you can't use it on Warren Sapp or any of the other players. After those 2 players, it's truly up to you on if you want to use the token on a different player, but I will go through the rest of them and just kind of talk about the pros and the cons. Number 1, and this is no disrespect to anybody else out there or Plaxico Burress, this card to me is just simply not worth 2 million plus coins. I'll likely be selling it once I'm done with my card review. It's not a bad card, but for the amount of coins that it costs, the Megatron AKA card is way better, and this one just isn't worth the coin. So if you want to take a look, his initial, his discounted abilities without the token, he's going to get Short in Elite for 1 AP, Deep Elite for 2 AP, or Mid in Elite for 1 AP. I haven't tried any of these, but I just don't think they're worth it at the end of the day. And just so you know, he has 2 of those same abilities in the second to last ability bucket. So Short in for 1, Deep Elite for 2, and then Evasive for 1 AP is in there. So once we apply the token, we can go ahead and see his X factors. He would get Deep Elite lighted up for 0 AP, so that's going to be improved catching on deep passes. Megatron gets that Double Me X factor, which I think is just way better here, especially in one-on-one coverage. It's almost automatic that he's going to get those catches. Plax does not get that. That's why I think Megatron's better. You can get Wide Receiver Apprentice for 0 AP, so that's going to give him hot routes anywhere lined up on the field the entire game, but is the light up token worth that? To me, probably not. And then you have Grab and Smash, high success rate on stiff arms and trucks post catch. Not worth it at all. So this card is over expensive in my opinion, and the lighted up token really doesn't do anything good for him. The other LTD, Cam Chancellor, on the other hand, really good card. This is how I have him set up. We got Pick Artist for 0 AP and then mid zone KO because he is one of my middle linebacker, sub linebacker users. We got mid zone KO for 1 AP. The deep zone KO for 2 AP is not bad at all if he's going to play high safety. It's basically deep in and deep out zone KO all together. altogether. Ronnie Lott gets the same ability. We'll talk about his card next. As far as using the lighted up token on Chancellor, he's going to get shutdown, which is tighter coverage and more interceptions on contested catches. Pretty good there, but I just don't think it's worth it. Enforcer Supreme grants unbreakable, demoralizing hit sticks. I think even with this, hit sticks are still very non-powerful in this year's game, just not worth it. And then you got Dual Threat, which gives you higher chance to defeat pass blocks and disrupt pass catches. This ability is actually really good. I have it on the Mr. Monday Night AKA card, and it does break up a lot of passes, makes him very good in the run game. So if you're not using Sapp or you're not using Doug Williams and you are using the Cam, this is not a bad X factor to have on for the entire game with the lighted up token. Ronnie Lott, very good card, very good discounted abilities, but makes 0 sense to use his light up token in my opinion here. So this is the setup I have for him. Deep zone KO. He plays high safety. He's not a sub linebacker for me. We get that for 2 AP. Again, deep in and deep out zone KO all together for 2 AP. And we can still get pick artist for 0 AP on this card. With the token, he gets deep in zone KO lit up, which, yeah, it would stay lit up for the entire game, but deep in is just not even anywhere near close to good as deep out, so it's just not worth a light up token. Then you have pick artist, which you can already get pick artist the ability for 0 AP, so I would stay far away from that one. And then the third one is avalanche, and again, we already talked about how hit sticks aren't as powerful even with avalanche, and this costs you 1 AP, so very good card, very good discount abilities, not worth your lighted up token. If you play a lot of zone coverage, Herb Adderley is a good card that you should look into picking up. I play a ton of man coverage, so using deep zone KO on him would not be beneficial for me. My safeties play zone, my cornerbacks play a lot of man, but he also gets the deep zone KO for 2 AP, and if you want to add that plus pick artist on for 0 AP, really good setup for the Herb Adderley. As far as his X factors with the lighted up token, you get flat zone KO lit up, not worth it in my opinion. Zone Hawk gives you more interceptions and zone coverage, just not worth it. Pretty cool, but it's just not worth it. And then you got shutdown, which this one is actually pretty good. Tighter coverage and more interceptions on contested catches, but unfortunately, one more time, it costs 1 AP. I don't think it's worth an extra AP for this one. I haven't tested this one out fully, and I just don't think it's worth it when you have other options out there. The last card is going to be Terrell Davis. Pretty good card. I don't know if it's going to be worth the tokens here. Now, ability setup, he gets Energizer for 0 AP in the second to last and the last ability bucket. I don't have any AP to spare on offense right now, so this is the only ability that I'm going with, but it is a pretty good one if you spin and juke move a lot. Evasive for 1 AP is also really good, so if you do have 1 AP open on offense and you have this card, I would go, I think the ideal setup would be Energizer plus Evasive. Again, they're in both of these buckets here. You can even try Bruiser and Energizer as well. I think Evasive is a little bit better because of how powerful jukes are, but that's not a bad setup for this card for just 1 AP total. With the token, he's going to get Backyard QB, which does give you additional hot routes, and I meant to say Backyard Halfback, but, you know, a lot of you are probably going to be using a Hot Route Master quarterback these days, so this one isn't as necessary. The Evasive lighted up is cool because it makes it 0 AP where you have to pay 1 at the end, you know, the second to last or the last ability bucket, but overall I just don't think it's worth the token to get that ability for 0 AP. And then first one free, high fake out rate on the next juke, spin, or hurdle. Jukes are so good you're usually going to get that fake out anyway, so I don't think it's worth 1 AP and a token to go ahead and use this when you can just get Evasive for 1 AP instead. If they would have gave him like a Freight Train or a Wrecking Ball, that would have made this card that much better, but overall, because he doesn't, it's not worth using the token. So again, just to recap, I think it's either Doug Williams or Warren Sapp, but we went through all of the players. Let me know which one you're using your token on down below in the comment section, and thank you for watching. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.